howdy do, and how are you, and all those other things. It's Jay's Manchild here, and we are playing in the RetroTech 120p challenge. We are playing this game, which is RodLand. Mum has been kidnapped by a monster, which is terrible news, and Mum is now taken atop the Mabbott's Tower, owned of course by former Tottenham defender Gary Mabbott, who you don't encounter in this game, unfortunately. This was selected by Anthony Walker, who basically was chosen at random after I won the challenge, because I won. I'm big winner, G.I. Joe, I won it. Yeah, look at me, look at my genitals, they hang low, they bear fruit, they bear a million children like Boris Johnson. They have so many semen hidden inside of them. But yes, anyway, this is RodLand. Let's get back to the case in point. It's a bobble style game, as you can see, and you have your rod, and you hit people with it, and you swing them about with gay abandon, like this poor little tooth. Yes, this yellowing tooth beast here. What I must say about RodLand is that it's really nicely presented. I really like the enemies in this game. There are some very creatively weird, strange creatures in it. I've not played this game before today. I do like the old bobble game. I'm not very good at them, but I quite enjoyed this. I took a tip from Anthony Walker, who told us that if you leave the last denizen and collect the last flower before you defeat him, he will turn into like a little pear drop fella, a big orange cow that it is, and you can then move around, catch him in your snare, and smash his teeth in order to gain a letter, which, if you get the whole word of extra, you get an extra life. It cuts to a nice little scene of a very attractive fairy lady, which I managed to get on my one practice run I did. One of the ongoing things on this playthrough is that you will see I don't actually get an extra life. I get very close to it at times, but I get frustrated in my efforts to get that extra life, to the point actually where I chase it so hard that I do indeed lose a life. I really like these little shark dudes. They sort of gob at you, which is an awful attack. Just, I think anyone who watches football will know that the worst thing you could possibly do to someone is spit on them. You can break their ankle, fine, but don't spit on anyone. Rudi Völler and all that. I think it's Rudi Völler who got spat on, from what I remember. Frank Rijkaard. I believe Frank Rijkaard, the Netherlands person, was the spitter. That's a very niche reference there to international football from the 1980s. There you go. Look, this pearl drop dude is proving to be very elusive here. Yes, good selection by Anthony Walker. Here's the first boss, which is a collection of very bored-looking crocodiles who, as you can see, spit their children out at you, along with these little mini pear drop dudes who this time contain bombs for further crocodile annihilation. But these uncaring parents here just spitting out their children at you. Look at those eyes, look, on those crocodiles. I've never seen a set of reptiles looking so disinterested. Best thing about the main character in this game, which is either Tam, I think, or there is another character whose name escapes me, is that she's got a big old pink mullet, which I'm sure we can all get behind. You can't get that little crocodile, in case you're wondering. He will permanently evade you. It's on to the next stage, and we are introduced to balloons which, like Bubble, carry you up. Really nice little animations on these characters. A very good game, this. I did enjoy it. I will be going back and playing it. I won't be making a video about it, however. This is long enough, this video, trust me. Look, I missed out on the letter. And one of them was the T. And I needed the T. I really needed that T. So yes, RodLand. It is twinned with Jane Land and Freddie Land. There's a joke for you if you're old. And it's near Hull as well, you see. RodLand near Hull, Rod's Hull. You see, there's a joke there. Really strong joke. Rod Hull, the guy who climbed up to fix his roof while watching Inter Milan versus Man United, and then fell off because it was a rainy night. He's an old boy, and he probably had emu on his arm, which made it very difficult to scale onto his roof and to fiddle around with his aerial. And hence he then fell to his death, and it's certainly a better way to go than David Carradine or Michael Hutchence, I'll give you that. Won't go into how they died, but it involved rods, so yeah, and lemons. Anyway, I love this. Is my favourite villain. It's some sort of weird sea cucumber tardigrade thing that flops its tongue out at you. It's disgusting and yet cute. Which, you know, is no mean feat to make a cute, disgusting creature. I got killed by one of those orange cowards, which is a bit embarrassing, really, in the context of this game. I must admit my complete and utter total shame about getting killed by one of those orange cowards. We've got the second boss now, which is James Whale. There he is. You have to poke him in the eye. By the way, if you get attacked underwater, I got killed by his little offspring again, which he's shooting out of his blowhole. A blowhole is different from a glory hole, just in case you're wondering. I like this ornate background, though. Look at that lovely sea, those waves. He's a very chuffed looking whale, isn't he? He's very pleased with his accomplishments. I've just poked him in the eye so much he's died. Look, he's crying about it, you know, which is his right, I suppose. It's not a nice way to go. I wouldn't like to be poked in the eye with magic until I died. I don't know how I want to die. It certainly isn't that way. Now we're on the level of sea cucumbers. There's something quite pleasing as well about the attack, where you can just sort of twat them around left and right until they hit something else or they just perish. It's like that scene from Avengers where the Hulk grabs Loki by the leg and smacks him around one. Here's me chasing those letters. A fool's errand at times, but I stick with it. So this just a reminder as we get to, I don't know, near halfway, I guess, that the RetroTech 100 group. Oh look, Mum, we will rescue. Good, learn some English. Your mum's letting you down there, kids. They've not taught you there. She's not taught you very good English, like that last sentence I just said, in fact. But yes, RetroTech 100 group, join if you want to take part in arcade challenges once a week, which are chosen at random. The winner is chosen at random, and he goes, I will play this, or she. Yeah, we're an open church. We're not a church, don't worry. There's no praying. Well, Andre Russell usually prays for Rachel Riley. That's about it. So that's the first continue down. Killed by sea cucumber, as I suspect I will be in real life one day. I can't swim, and I would imagine that a sea cucumber will take advantage of that fact, and he will end my way. I don't know what it is they turn into. It looks like a pear drop of some sort with leaves. Someone, if you're some sort of ornithologist or, I don't know, a herbologist or whatever it's supposed to be, let us know. No, I got killed by a waspman. That's probably how I'm going to die, let's be honest. I don't know about you, but in terms of how you're going to die, I want to die at the hands of definitely an animal, I think, but I want to be saving someone. I don't want to go out like dying in my sleep or anything like that. I'd be a bit embarrassed by that. I don't know, maybe pulling apart the mouth of a hippo or something as I rest, I don't know, Natalie Portman from its maw. That would be a good way to die, I think. They do F people up, hippos. I haven't encountered a hippo in this game yet. There probably is one. There seems to be a lot of the animal kingdom here. There's this, whatever this is, a squirrel? Raccoon? I don't know. Dog cat? Cat dog? That was a good show. Yeah. So this is scene 13. I've got this far. I can see this being a challenge where people do get quite far, because it's not overly taxing as such, but it's I think there will be people who do a lot better than I do, and my playthrough totals about 20 minutes, so there could be a real decent run. It's to the point where I'm not actually going to do a lot of editing at all. I'm not going to put in cheeky little things like I did on the G.I. Joe one. I'm just going to post this sound audio recording completely unaltered, so you'll hear all my ums because I recorded this quite late. I'm a bit sleepy. I don't know what that yellow thing is that fires out of its head, but I don't trust it. Look at the look on its face. It looks angry. Anyway, RetroTech 100 group, join it, and what you will do is once a week, as I say, there will be a game chosen, and you can play said game, and then you may get selected, if you do play said game, to choose a game of your own. They've used quite a lot of the big names up so far, but there's still many arcade games to go. I've selected a lot of Konami stuff so far, including G.I. Joe, which I won. Real Generic Demon demanded that I give some sort of victory speech, and maybe I will again when I'm doing an Action Force video in my Spectrum games based on TV show series, so maybe I'll do like something a bit more special then. If not, I'll just keep quiet about it. I probably will keep quiet about it because I don't want to alienate people who don't watch this particular series, and I will also what's the words I'm looking for and failing to find, but yes, don't pay attention to that because I will do that this week. I think I foolishly recorded a Halloween video a week early, forgetting what the week it was, so I needed to fulfill my schedule and do something else. I've got a bit ahead of myself. I had some time off last month, and yes, I scheduled in to make the Halloween video. The Halloween video, by the way, so it doesn't come as a surprise, is going to be another TV game based a Spectrum game based on a TV show. This time it's going to be The Munsters, so I shall do that. I've already done it. I shall post that next week at some point, but between now and then there will be an Action Force / Action Force 2 video as I eke my way ever closer to the end of that series. Here is some very opulent surroundings for the third boss battle as well. Look at this. These sort of emperor elephants, dressed as they are in their togas and finery, hewn from stone. They are also the last thing I see, because that's my continue gone. Both continues used up, killed by Dumbo, sort of IKEA off-brand, Poundland off-brand elephant there, Dumbo, and that's the end of my go. You get quite a lot of letters to fill up on this, which is good, but what I shall say now is, do see if you can have a go before the end of the week, because you'll get your money's worth out of it. And I fear that, this could be won by someone very skilled, or it could be won by someone just very lucky. It's a long game. You'll get your money's worth out of it. Join the RetroTech 100 group, and I'll see you next week for a K and a thanks and a bye.